So it's been a little while since we've had any brand new developments with the Planetary free coasters like this Alienation Venus that have been out for a few years at this point, and let me tell you, the contents of this box are about to change that completely. So I can't express how excited I am to open this up and get right on into it. So I want to give a massive shout out right off the rip to Wheelhouse in Thailand. This box comes all the way from Thailand, and just, I don't know, I can't express how excited I am to open it up. I think there's an address to hide. Okay, as I was saying, the contents of this box, I cannot tell you how excited I am. So we got the Planetary free coaster system. We haven't seen new developments on it. You know, I posted a video with the new clutch that's coming out in the spring of 2024, but these are available right now. And if there's certain things you care about with these hubs, you're gonna care about what's in this box. So I'm getting it open, and as I said, it comes all the way from Thailand, and the massive shout out goes out to Wheelhouse in Thailand for immediately sending these out to me to make a video about for you guys. And I got a little bit about them that I want to give too. So I guess, you know, before we get super far in here, I'll give you a little teaser and get the box all the way open. But then I want to tell you a little bit about Wheelhouse itself before we actually show these things. I know there's people that are going to hate that, but they are the ones who made this stuff, and I want to give them all of the love that they deserve for it. And it looks like there's actually a t-shirt in here. So you know what? We're going to pull out the t-shirt first. First and foremost, thank you guys for sending me a shirt too. It's awesome. Boom. Wheelhouse 41. CNX. I wonder what CNX stands for. It's on a nice shirt too. Oh, they even did the tag up. Heck yeah. For riders. Wheelhouse41.com. Sweet. Thank you guys. Seriously. I will wear this shirt. And we'll just leave this right here while I tell you a little bit about Wheelhouse from a message in my phone. I asked them a little bit of background info. So it's Wheelhouse 41 is a rider-owned and operated BMX store located in Chiang Mai City in the north of Thailand. The store is a brainchild of three riding friends, Beer, Do, and Booney. After the previous and only BMX shop in town had sadly closed due to the owner's family health issues 6 or 7 years ago, it left a big hole in the scene, and as it played a pivotal role in organizing jams and being a focal point where local riders and visitors could meet up for street rides, hangouts, talk crap, fix bikes, and drool over new parts. So over the years, they saw that the number of riders locally dropped dramatically, and they talked about building the scene back up. And one night in late 2020, while the world seemed to be ending, from then we started to piece it together and open the store on the 14th of February 2021. So the Wheelhouse part of the name is based on us doing what we know well, and 41 as we're based outside of an Air Force base, Wing 41, and is also the postal code from our hometown. And then I've got more to read about the parts themselves, but I wanted to give you that background because a bike shop in Thailand is an amazing thing in itself, but then to hear the story behind it and where it came from out of a need and just watching local riders dropping off and wanting to rejuvenate the scene through a bike shop, and I think anybody can appreciate that. So now let's get into the contents of the box. People, this is cool. This is really freaking cool. So it looks like there's a few different things going on here. You might see a little sneak peek in there, but there's actually, okay, so looks like these are stem bolts, five bolts in here. I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to read the paper to learn about those for sure. Then, oh, this is definitely a seat post clamp nut and bolt. Nice, this is titanium. Then, what else is in here? Man, you guys didn't have to send all this. Thank you. Then there's this. Oh boy. This right here feels like nothing, first of all. But this is a titanium driver that fits all of the Planetary Free Coaster hubs that came after the original Free Night. Even with the packaging, it feels like it weighs nothing. And I'm also gonna let you guys know too, this is gonna be a two-parter. This is gonna be the unboxing and initial first look at this stuff, and then we're gonna do where we actually put it onto my bike and do the comparisons of the weight and everything like that. So then we got some titanium axle nuts. Heck yeah, I've never had titanium axle nuts. Awesome. What else is in here? Oh, sick! I'm so stoked about this. This is the titanium jam nut for against the driver. So basically the goal of this is to take the chromoly parts from the Planetary hubs and make them titanium. And it's so exciting. I have a scale. We're gonna be testing the weights and seeing comparison-wise where everything is at. For now, you guys have to just deal with this being the unboxing. What is this? Oh, sweet. That's cool. A Wheelhouse driver pin. 9-tooth driver. Wheelhouse 41. That is pretty cool. Thank you guys. I'm so stoked. This is awesome. And then, I mean, it's probably pretty obvious what's in this one. Yeah, there's no way I can get this open without a little bit of ripping and tearing. Like I said before, this stuff is already available. You can buy it, and I will have everything linked in the description down below. This right here is part of what got me so stoked about all of this. We have, man, if I can get it open here. Oh my gosh, it's even broached for 6mm. We have a solid titanium axle. For all you people, I mean, the people who are going to buy this are people who care about weight. But for people who seriously extra care about weight, there is a hollow version of it as well. But this is a solid titanium axle for these hubs. And part of what makes me so excited about this is that if you followed my journey with these hubs, you might know that I actually had a solid titanium axle made for the original Free Night Planetary Free Coaster back whenever I was making my videos about that. And whenever the new design came out with the Venus and all of those, the internal spacing changed a little bit, so you couldn't use the original axle that I had made for the original Free Night Planetary in those without modifying it, and honestly I just haven't modified it yet. So we have all of these titanium parts here for this, as well as some extras. Let me find out real quick what these are for sure. Yeah, you guys are way too nice. Thank you for this. This is a titanium seat post clamp bolt and nut, as well as titanium stem bolts here, black titanium stem bolts, so I can use these in my stem and it still look okay because I have the polished stem with the black bolts in it. Get to use these in there and save some weight, but also have titanium. I'm just stoked. This is so freaking cool. So what do you say we grab the scale for this next part here and we start weighing some of these pieces. Put the pin with the shirt. So I'm gonna set these aside for now. I'm not gonna give you context. I'm just gonna weigh these, and then in the next video, we'll do comparisons with everything and really show where and how much weight savings we get. So this is the titanium jam nut. Let's give you a close up of that. Man, I mean, it looks exactly like the original on here. Yep, even fits, hopefully, the hub guard. And that weighs, zero out the scale. This weighs 0.381 ounces. Axle nuts. Packaging on these is fantastic as well. You guys doing a really good job. Wow, they feel like nothing. One is 0.4, so that'd be 0.8. There we go. What about the axle? Let's toss the axle on there and see what we got weight-wise for it. 4.25 ounces. Seems really light. We have the driver to weigh. Here we go. Gosh, this thing is like insanely light. That is wild. Okay. 1.2 ounces. So at this point, I want to give you the story behind this titanium stuff because it's kind of a cool story too. So when it comes to the titanium parts, like the driver and the axle and everything, it says they had some stem bolts made right here. Stem bolts, then seat, post, clamp, bolt. And after making all of the bolts on a BMX tie, they had the idea to make titanium drivers and axles for other hubs that aren't profile, because profile has that covered. And they kind of figured out that due to a lot of different hubs using different drivers and axles, it kind of wasn't viable to do all of them individually because you'd be doing so many different SKUs and specs, and it's understandable that that would be difficult to make happen. So the Planetary hubs came out from different companies, and they realized as these things started to show up at the shop that they all use identical internals. So they were able to make these parts for a bunch of different hubs all at the same time, even though they were identical parts. So they just made one part for the driver and it fits a bunch of different hubs. And so with the popularity of these hubs growing, they just thought that it would be a good idea to that. So the use of titanium for them is not as much about the weight savings, they said. It's about having fun and nerding out on special bike components, which I fully can get on board with. I am by no means a weight conscious person. I'm totally content with the normal weight of parts, but because this cool stuff exists, I love just nerding out about it. So I totally get that. And they said, we still believe in chromoly for major components such as frame, bars, and forks. So that's the story behind this titanium stuff. And I just think that it's a really, really awesome thing that they have going on here with these titanium components, and it just makes sense. You know, these hubs are a little bit heavier than some cassette hubs. It could be understandable that someone might want to save some weight on it, and now there is a really awesome way to do that. So we have this whole kit here, and I can't wait in the next video to put it all into this hub after we compare the weights and see how much lighter this hub will get with all of these titanium components. So I want to give a huge, massive thank you to Wheelhouse 41 over in Thailand for sending this stuff out for me. I've wanted to ride a titanium axle again for such a long time. Since I had one in my profile totem hub, I just have an affinity for solid titanium axles, and now that I can ride one, I'm really stoked about it. So thank you again, and if you guys want to check any of this stuff out, it is linked in the description down below. And let me know if you get your hands on any of this and if you're stoked about it as well. I just love nerding out on BMX parts like this one. So thanks for watching. Check out Wheelhouse 41. Get a Venus hub. Currently they're on sale at Albies for like mega super cheap, so you can buy the hub for half off, then go buy the components for the hub to make it a little bit lighter. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Goodbye.